and welcome to Murphy's Garden. So thank you for all the comments that I've had from the little video I did last week or earlier in the week, making gifts using some of the dried flowers that we're drying from our own garden. It's just lovely making things that are all homegrown. I really get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and a lot of you commented because I did, at the end of the video, I did make some little miniature bouquets, dried flower bouquets, which I put in a little cardboard box and wrapped it in this cloth, which I think is quite nice to use as a reusable wrapping paper, and a lot of you really liked it and wanted to know how I did it. So I just thought I would just demonstrate what I've been doing. So when I first did it, it was all quite experimental. Now, if you get some material, the best thing to use is cotton. You can try lots of different ones. This is all I've tried is cotton. And this cotton is quite a thick, well, it's fairly thick. It's what I use it for, what I've used it for in the past is like lining curtains and blinds. So it's quite a thick cotton. However, I did want to try using a lighter weight cotton. So I've got like a pillowcase, which is much lighter, and I suspect that might work even better because the pigment will go into the fibres much more easily. Sorry, it's a bit windy, so I'm trying to hold on to everything. And then I've also got, this is just little offcuts of material. This was used, I reupholstered a little chair, so that's some offcuts of that. So I'm just experimenting to see what kind of look you get. Now, if you just do it straight onto the fabric without doing any treatment, you get okay results. This is some that we did. The colours aren't great, they looked a bit muddy, some of them. So what I've done now is looked into further how you can hold on to the pigment more, make it fix. And the way to do that is to use a substance called alum. And what you do is you put a litre, for every litre of water you use, you put in 3 tablespoons of alum. And the first thing you do is heat up the water. So I use 2 litres of water to soak, just to soak these 2 pieces of material. So 2 litres of water and 6 tablespoons of alum. So boil the water, get the water up to a temperature, so nice and hot, take it off the heat, and then add the alum until the alum is dissolved. It's just a white powder. So once the alum is dissolved, then add your fabric, stir it all round, and just leave it in the fluid until the fluid goes cold. I leave it for usually about an hour, and then after an hour I take it out. Now, this is a word of warning. Put it straight in the washing machine and spin it. What I did before was when I took this out, I wrung it out, squeezed it and wrung it out. But what that did, it really set the wrinkles and all the creases in the material. And it was very, very hard to get the creases back out again. I have managed it. I did it with this one where it was wrung out really tight, and you can still see some creases in it. But by wringing it out, it seems to hold the creases in. So don't do that. Just these ones I just put straight in the washing machine, spun them, and then hung them out to dry. And they dry in, especially in this weather, no time at all. So once you've done that, then go around the garden and pick your flowers and just experiment again, just experiment. I'm still trying different things, but what I find is anything, like say for example this erigeron, the petals would be fine, but if anything's too kind of fleshy, too much moisture in it, it tends to do a bit of that, a bit of a splodge in the middle. And this is, by the way, is just we've been using these little pieces of material on all these pickles, and Joshua's been pickling, what's that, pickled red onion, pickled carrots. These are the pickled gherkins and cauliflower and shallots. And then I did some blackberry jam the other day, and we've done red currant jam. So it makes quite nice little toppers for jam lids and things, but some of these colours aren't so nice. So that's the ones I did first of all, but I've now just done one today and I'm getting far better results. So this is so much nicer, isn't that lovely? Colours are nice and vibrant, and that's a combination of hopefully choosing the right things and also treating the fabric as well. So what you do, you put the material, put it on a solid surface. It's probably best not to work on a glass table as I am, but for obvious reasons, but I won't do it all on here, but I'll just do it just to demonstrate it with a nice easy little flower that I know works well. So this is a little thing that is in the hanging baskets. I think it's called diassia, isn't it? And all you do is put the flower. Now you have two bits of material. You have one that you use to hit the hammer with, but actually I'm finding this is the one that I use, the secondary fabric, but I find that it's just every bit as pretty as the other fabric, so I can use that as well. So you just put it on top like that, and then with your hammer just tap and tend to start kind of round the edge and work your way in. I'm not doing it very hard because I'm on this glass table. But even just doing that, the colours come out lovely. I'm just going to go down on the floor and give it a bit of a whack. So peel it off, and you can see the colours come off beautifully, and it will leave some residue of the petals behind, but once it's on the fabric you can just brush them off, it's not a problem. And so that's the colour there, so that's lovely. But you can see the colours often don't come out as you would think they would. So that was bright pink, that was that fluorescent pink, but it's come out blue. So you never quite know what you're going to get. It's always a little bit of a surprise. But we've got things like a dahlia. Obviously you wouldn't just do that straight onto the fabric because it would just be a big messy splodge. But what you can do is just take off the petals and do individual petals, and you can do designs. You can make you could make a flower, shape of a flower, shape of a dahlia, using the petals. Like that. Trouble is, it's so windy that everything's going to get blown away. So I've used up that fabric, so I'm going to have to get another piece of, that one's full. I'm going to move onto the floor. And once you're happy with your material, just brush off any bits of leaf or petal. You can just give it a wash just to get any little... Oh, by the way, remember to wear headphones because it really does hurt your ears and you get a really bad headache if you don't. So yeah, just scratch off any little remnants that are left. And as I say, you can just rinse it off, just wash it off. And the fabric should hold on to the colour. I haven't tried washing it in a washing machine. I don't know how it fares, but for what I'm using it for, I don't really need to wash them. I'm just using it for, you know, jam lids and wrapping paper. So I think you'll agree it's very pretty. It's lovely. It's the same, nice on both sides, and you can't tell which are the ones that, you know, the bottom fabric and the top fabric look equally good. This side is a little bit brighter, I think, but yeah, it's really, really lovely. So have a go and see what you think. So I carried on experimenting, so as well as the one that you've just seen. So that's the one that we did together, and that looks lovely, very colourful and very nice. And that's the bit of material, an extra piece of material that I've done in a similar style. So they're just a variety, and that's quite experimental just to see which flowers work best. So I think having learnt which are the best ones, I love leaves. I think leaves, nearly all leaves work well, particularly like the Catinus has beautiful veins on it and lovely colours, and also fern leaves, well any leaf, even like the leaf from a Verbena bonariensis is lovely. So just experiment. Flower wise, the ones that I find most effective, where the pansies are really, really lovely. What else? The hydrangea were quite nice too, and that loose strife, the yellow loose strife, which I said was good, and lobelia, very little tiny flowers seem to work very well, so that's good. And then the other thing I've done, I thought it'd be quite nice to try just using one flower, so less busy, and sometimes simple is the best way. And this is a lovely one. This is Geranium Roseanne, and I've just used the petals, it's not the petals, the flowers, and then I've put them together with the leaf as well, the geranium leaf, and it just looks absolutely lovely. I really love that one, and I've used the slightly light grey fabric, and that looks just lovely. Really, really pleased with that one. And then I wanted to experiment with just using leaves, because I thought perhaps if you're wrapping something up for, you know, you want a more masculine look and perhaps you don't want all pink and floral, then this is quite nice. This is ferns. Ferns work really, really well. So I've just put that exclusively all fern leaves, and I think you'll agree it looks lovely. So very successful. Seem to have got the technique sussed, and I haven't hit my finger once. The first time when I did it, I kept whacking my fingers with it, but I haven't this time. And definitely wearing headphones over your ears as ear protection is a good idea, because I couldn't hear me bang, bang, banging. The neighbours probably could, but I couldn't. So I hope you enjoyed that. Have a go, it's really fun, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.